Just to recap, we know that to the left, we have impossible. We know for sure, 100% sure that it is not going to happen. And to the right, we have certain. So that means that we are 100% sure that it is going to happen without any doubt. In between the middle, that's where our doubt comes. Unlikely means there are chances that it could happen, but it's closer to impossible. To likely being closer to certain. So that means that there's a higher chance that it will happen, but there's still that little doubt that it might go the other way to not happening. So we're going to go over two examples. Our first example says, what is the probability of a penny landing on heads if I would flip it? So we would have to pick one of those. So in your classworks, you're going to have a multiple choice. That's going to say impossible, 0.25%, 3/4, 100%. So you're going to have to pick the one that you think falls with that event. So let's look at what a coin would look like. If I would have a coin, if I do a coin toss, if I have a coin, I have two sides. I have a tails and I have a heads. So I only have two options. So that means that it would be 50-50. I could only go two ways. So I would have to choose one of these, as likely to happen as not, or 1/2, 0.5, or 50%. If I say, what is the probability of a penny landing on heads? And I say, that's impossible. Well, it's not impossible because I have a heads on my penny. So that means that this is out of the picture. Unlikely means that there's not very of a big chance for it landing on heads, but it is a big chance because they only have two sides. So that's out of the picture. So likely, that would be that I have a little bit more heads than tails, but I don't have a little bit more heads than tails because I have the same amount, one heads, one tails. So it cannot be this. And certain means that you know 100% sure that it's going to land on heads. I don't know. If I flip it, I can be either or. So I know for sure it cannot be that one. So it has to be the center. As likely to happen as not. 1/2, 0.5, or 50%. Let's look at another example. My example says, what is the probability of Justin Bieber knocking on my door? So if I look at the scale, if I start off with this one, impossible. If I say, that's impossible, how is Justin Bieber going to come and knock on my door? Well, it really isn't impossible because Justin Bieber is alive. He's a person. He has the capacity of coming to a person and knocking on the door. So it cannot be impossible. So I know I have to eliminate that one. If I go over here, certain. I don't know him personally. He is not connected to me in any way. So I know for sure, 100%, I did not invite him over to my house at 3:00 today. So I know for sure it is not certain. Then I have unlikely. Unlikely means that it is most likely not going to happen. I don't know him personally. He's not my friend. He's not my family member. I'm in a small town that he's not even from. So the chances of Justin Bieber knocking on my door are super duper slim. So it would be unlikely. It can be impossible, even though I don't know the guy, even though we have no association with each other, even though he's not from the same town. It cannot be impossible because he's alive, because he's a person, because he can knock on the door.